You are not qualified to protect me.
You hire me because I am the last option before your ending.
This is ridiculous. Unless you would like to volunteer for the position, cousin.
You are not qualified to protect me. The words hung in the mahogany-paneled room. 10 men in expensive suits. 1 woman in combat boots. Zuri Okonkwo met Kwon Taehyung's eyes. Didn't blink. You're right, she said. I'm overqualified. She slid a photograph across the table. Compound in ruins. Flames still burning. Bodies scattered like broken toys. Fortified black site. Libya. 47 trained operatives. Her voice was flat. Steel. I walked out. They did not. Silence. My resume is what I left behind. My credentials are classified by governments that deny my existence. You don't hire me because you trust me, Mr. Kwon. She leaned forward. You hire me because I am the last option before your ending. If you've ever been the only one in a room who looked like you, the only one they underestimated, you know this feeling. Welcome. You're not alone here. Taehyung studied her. Not her body. Her eyes. The hollow weight behind them. The familiar emptiness of someone who had seen too much and done more. He recognized that emptiness. Ward himself. You are hired. His cousin Ryu Sang-min erupted from his chair. This is madness. An outsider? A woman? An American? An American who just became the only thing standing between me and 50 professionals coming for my head. Taehyung's voice dropped to that dangerous whisper. Everyone in the room went still. Unless you would like to volunteer for the position, cousin. Sang-min's mouth snapped shut. Zuri allowed herself one small, cold smile. I start now. She didn't know it yet, but she'd just agreed to protect the first person she'd care about in 3 years. And in 72 hours, 53 professionals would come to kill him. The job had just stopped being simple. For 5 days, Zuri did not sleep. She memorized every entrance, exit, blind spot, and vulnerability in the Hanamdong compound. The main gate's 6-second delay between visitor identification and lock release. The eastern wall's iron framework that would support a climber's weight. The security camera blind spot near the kitchen entrance. 15 seconds of darkness every rotation. She studied the staff. The head housekeeper who arrived at 5 a.m. sharp, always through the service entrance. The guards who rotated shifts at 8-hour intervals, their attention sharpest in the first hour, laziest in the 7th. She inspected Taehyung's food before each meal, tested his drinks, swept his rooms for surveillance devices every 6 hours. The Jiaminpa's reaction was immediate and hostile. Sang-min challenged her openly during strategy meetings, his Korean rapid and dismissive. She understood every word, filed every insult for later. The guards smirked when she passed, whispered about desperation, about the boss losing his edge. Even the household staff avoided her eyes. Zuri filed every face, every slight, every underestimation. They would learn. On the second night, she found him in the garden. Taehyung sat alone beneath cherry blossom trees, bottle of soju beside him, staring at the moon. Wind chimes sang softly. Hygiene's wind chimes. His late wife's. You should be inside, Zuri said from the shadows. You should be sleeping. Sleep is a luxury for people with futures. He turned, studying her silhouette. What does that mean? It means I rest when the job is done. Not before. And after the job? Her laugh was hollow, empty of humor. There is no after. Just the next fight. The next day of outrunning what I've done. Silence stretched between them. The scent of night-blooming jasmine. Hygiene's favorite. filled the air. He lifted the bottle, offered it. She hesitated. Professional distance. Boundaries. All the rules she'd built to survive. Then she sat beside him. Close enough to guard. Far enough to maintain walls. The soju was cheap. The kind you bought at corner stores, not the premium bottles his staff served at dinner. What did you do? He asked quietly. To earn exile? Refused an order. That earned you 3 years of running. The order was to neutralize a village. Everyone in it. Collateral damage, they called it. Her jaw tightened. I refused. My handler did not. Then he made sure I could never speak about what really happened. Taehyung absorbed this. His silver lighter appeared in his hand. Click. Open. Close. Rhythmic. Calming. She noticed the engraving but couldn't read it from her angle. I handled my first situation at 16, he said. A man who had wronged my father over money we didn't have. Just a boy with a kitchen blade. Click. Click. It stayed with me for a long time. Zuri looked at him. Truly looked. Past the tailored suit. Past the cold mask. At the boy from Busan who had clawed his way to power with nothing but fists and determination. Did it ever get easier? No. Nothing makes it easier. You just learn to carry it quieter. Something cracked open between them. Not trust. Not yet. But recognition. 2 broken souls. 2 weapons. Both searching for something to justify still breathing. Above them, cherry blossoms drifted past on the night wind. Beautiful and indifferent. How long do I have? She asked. Before they come. 3 days. Maybe less. 53 professionals. You're certain? The intelligence is solid. He took the bottle back. Drank. Someone in my inner circle arranged it. Someone close. Her head turned sharply. You know who? Suspicions. No proof yet. His voice went flat. But I'll find them. And when you do, this world has rules, Ms. Okonkwo. Break them, and the consequences are permanent. She heard the weight in those words. The history. The bodies. You've done this before. Handled betrayal. Too many times. He stood. Get some rest. You'll need it for what's coming. He walked away. She watched him go. Noticed the way his shoulders carried tension. The way his hand went to his pocket. The lighter again. Click. Click. A man trying to remember something. She stayed in the garden after he left. Counted heartbeats. Hers were steady. Tactical. Controlled. His world smelled like expensive cologne and old violets. Like incense from the family shrine and the metallic tang of blood that never quite washed away. She'd entered worse situations. Survived worse odds. But something about this felt different. On the 3rd day, 3 of Taehyung's guards turned on him during a meeting. Zuri moved before the first hand reached for a weapon. 9 seconds. 3 bodies on the floor. All breathing. All neutralized. The room went silent. Taehyung watched her work with an expression she couldn't read. Fear? Respect? Something hungrier? You could have ended them, he said when security dragged the traitors away. Finished men tell no stories. Captured men tell everything. His eyes darkened. Smart. Practical. No. He stepped closer. Close enough that she could smell tobacco and that expensive cologne beneath. Smart. You think 3 steps ahead. I chose well. I know exactly what I'm hiring. His voice echoed in her memory. Not who. What. The questioning of the captured guards revealed what she'd already suspected. The attack coming on the full moon would be coordinated. Multiple organizations. 53 professionals. All united by a single purpose. Removing Kwon Taehyung and claiming the largest bounty in Asian underworld history. More disturbing was the confirmation. Someone in his inner circle had orchestrated everything. someone family. That night, Taehyung found reasons to be near her, checking security protocols, reviewing entry points, standing close enough that she felt the heat radiating from his body. You are hovering, she said without turning from the compound blueprint. I am observing. You are distracting. He stepped closer, close enough that his breath warmed her neck. Am I? Zuri's heart rate spiked. Unprofessional. Dangerous. She was a weapon. Weapons did not feel. Go to bed, Mr. Kwon. Taehyung. What? My name. Use it. She turned. Found him inches away. Dark eyes burning into hers with an intensity that had nothing to do with security protocols. That would be unprofessional. I stopped caring about professional the moment you saved my life. His hand rose, almost touched her jaw. Stopped. What are you so afraid of? Nothing. Liar. He stepped back. The moment shattered. Get some rest, Zuri. You will need it for what is coming. He walked away. She watched him go, and realized, with dawning horror, that the most dangerous threat in this compound was not the 53 professionals coming for him. It was her own traitorous heart. Day 4 brought clarity. Zuri found the files while sweeping Taehyung's private study for surveillance devices. The room smelled like tobacco and old books. Leather-bound volumes lined the walls. English titles mixed with Korean. Philosophy, strategy, classical literature. A worn copy of The Art of War sat beside a first edition Hemingway. She was checking the mahogany desk for listening devices when she noticed the drawer. Not locked. Just there. Slightly ajar. Professional curiosity pulled her hand forward. She opened it. Her own face stared back at her. Surveillance photographs. Intelligence reports. Detailed dossiers. Her entire history laid out in meticulous detail. Libya. Webb. The village massacre. Her refusal. Her exile. Dating back 6 months. 6 months before she'd ever contacted him about the position. He knew. He'd known everything. Footsteps in the hallway. She closed the drawer. Returned to her sweep. But her hands shook slightly. Just slightly. Taehyung entered carrying 2 cups of coffee. The good kind. Not the instant powder the staff served. Find anything? He asked. Clean. She accepted the coffee. Their fingers brushed. Your security is solid. Thanks to you. He sat in the worn leather chair. The one that didn't match the expensive office. Cracked. Comfortable. Refused to replace it. The housekeeper had mentioned. Zuri noticed things. Filed them away. Tell me about your daughter, she said. His entire body shifted. Softened. The cold boss became something gentler. Sual. 8 years old. Too smart for her own good. His smile was real. Rare. She's been staying with my grandmother during this situation. You sent her away. I sent her to safety. He clicked the lighter. Open. Close. Everyone I love becomes a target. Better she's far from me until this is resolved. That must be hard. For both of you. She understands. But his voice carried weight. Grief. Her mother died 3 years ago. Car bomb. Meant for me. Zuri went still. I'm sorry. Hygiene was. He trailed off. Stared at nothing. Good. Genuinely good. She saw people others overlooked. Help them. Refugees. Trafficking victims. Anyone who needed it. She sounds remarkable. She was. Click. Click. I told her what I was before we married. The violence. The blood. She said she saw past it. Saw the boy from Busan who just wanted to protect people he loved. His jaw tightened. I got her killed anyway. You didn't plant the bomb. I gave them reason to. He met her eyes. This world destroys good things, Ms. Okonkwo. Remember that. The warning was clear. Personal. She should heed it. She wouldn't. That afternoon, Sang-min cornered her in the armory. "You don't belong here," he said in Korean, assuming she didn't understand. "Neither do you," she replied. Same language. Flawless. His eyes widened. "You've been speaking Korean this whole time." "I've been understanding Korean this whole time." She checked the magazine of her Glock. "There's a difference. You let us think. I let you reveal yourselves." She looked at him. "Your objections, your insults, your doubts, all filed away." Sang-min's face darkened. "You're playing games. I'm doing my job, which includes knowing who I can trust." She holstered the weapon. "So far, cousin, you haven't made the list. I am family. You are a stranger." Family. The word tasted bitter. "Is that why you were 15 minutes late to the strategy meeting yesterday? Why your phone records show 3 calls to an unlisted Chinese number? Why you've been liquidating assets quietly for the past 2 months?" His face went pale. "I'm not saying you're the traitor," Zuri continued. Calm. Clinical. "I'm saying you're under investigation. Everyone is. So I suggest you decide whose side you're actually on before I decide for you." She walked past him. "He'll get you killed," Sang-min called after her. "Taehyung destroys everyone who gets close. Ask his wife." Zuri stopped. Turned slowly. His wife was murdered by his enemies. There's a difference between being destroyed by someone and being destroyed because of them. Her voice dropped. "Learn it. Before you say something that makes me forget I don't kill people anymore." She left him standing there. Filed his face for later. That evening, a car arrived. Zuri watched from the security monitors as a small figure emerged. 8 years old. Taehyung's eyes. Quiet grace that reminded her of the photographs she'd seen of hygiene. Kwon Sua had come home. Taehyung met his daughter in the entrance hall. Zuri watched from the shadows as he knelt. Eye level. Gathered her close. "I told you to stay with Halmiani," he said softly. "Halmiani said I should be with you." Sua's voice was small but certain. "She said you need me. I always need you. That's why you should be safe." "I am safe. You're here." She pulled back, looked at him with those 2 knowing eyes. "And she's here." Sua's gaze found Zuri in the shadows. The child walked directly to her. No fear, no hesitation. Studied her with unnerving intensity. Then held out a drawing. Crayon on paper. Simple. Childish. A figure in black standing between a dragon and a crowd of shadows. "This is you," Sua said quietly. "Protecting Appa." Zuri took the drawing carefully. Stared at it. The most beautiful thing she'd seen in years. "You drew this for me?" Sua nodded. Appa smiles now. "He didn't smile before you came." Zuri looked at Taehyung. Caught him watching the exchange with an expression that stripped away every wall she'd built. Longing. Desperate, terrified longing. Not for a weapon. For her. "Thank you," Zuri whispered. Folded the drawing carefully. Put it in her pocket. Over her heart. Sua smiled. "You'll stay, right? After the bad people come." She'll stay," Taehyung said. His voice rough. "If she wants to." Their eyes met across the entrance hall. A child between them. The weight of impossible things pressing down. Zuri should say no. Should maintain professional distance. Should remember what happened to the last person Taehyung loved. "I'll stay," she heard herself say. "As long as you need me." Sua hugged her. Fierce. Trusting. Zuri's arms came around the child automatically. Protective. Gentle. One had her hands, calloused from violence. Learned to be gentle. Later, after Sua was asleep, Zuri did another security sweep. The study again. The drawer again. She opened it fully this time. Read deeper. The file on her went back further than 6 months. Notes. Observations. Her movements tracked across 3 continents. He'd been watching her for almost a year. But why? The last page was a handwritten note. His writing. Korean characters she translated slowly. Hygiene's last letter mentioned an angel. Dark wings. Brave heart. I thought she meant heaven. Maybe she meant this. Zuri's breath caught. His late wife. Predictions. Angels. What did that mean? You weren't supposed to see that yet. She spun. Taehyung stood in the doorway. You've been tracking me. For months. Yes. Why? He stepped into the room. Closed the door. The click echoed. Because I recognized you. In those reports. In your eyes the day you walked in. He moved closer. Another weapon looking for a reason to keep breathing. You don't know me. I know exactly what you are. Because I am the same thing. His hand rose. Almost touched her face. Stopped. The difference is, I found my reason. Her name is Suwa. And I needed someone who would die to protect her. Someone who understands what it costs. Zuri's breath caught. This was never about the contract. No. His voice dropped to that dangerous whisper. It was about giving us both something worth surviving for. The air between them charged. Electric. Impossible. Your wife. Would have liked you. He smiled. Sad. Certain. Hygiene saw people. Really saw them. She saw me when I was just a boy with bloody knuckles and too much anger. She saw past it. I'm not her. No, you're not. His forehead almost touched hers. You're the person who walked into a room of men who dismissed you and made them all look like fools. You're the operator who neutralized 3 armed guards in 9 seconds without killing any of them. You're the woman who counts heartbeats when she's assessing threats and switches to Ebo when she's overwhelmed. She jerked back. How did you? I pay attention, Zuri. Her name in his mouth. Intimate. Devastating. I've been paying attention since the moment I saw your file. Since I read about Libya and understood exactly what it costs to refuse when everyone expects you to break. You sought me out. Yes. You manipulated this entire situation. Yes. Why? Because you deserved better than running forever. Because Suwa deserved someone who would protect her the way Hygiene would have wanted. Because He stopped. Swallowed hard. Because I was drowning and you looked like you knew how to swim. Tears burned behind her eyes. She refused to let them fall. I don't know how to swim. I've been drowning for 3 years. Then we'll drown together. His hand finally touched her jaw. Gentle. Reverent. Or we'll figure out how to float. But you're not alone anymore. Neither am I. She should step back. Maintain distance. Remember the rules. Instead, she leaned into his touch. This is dangerous, she whispered. I'm dangerous. His thumb brushed her cheekbone. And now, so are you. Together. They're coming in 2 days. 53 professionals. Someone in your family wants you dead. I know. And you're standing here touching me instead of preparing. I am preparing. His eyes burned into hers. I'm remembering what I'm fighting for. The moment stretched. Broke. Zuri stepped back. I should go. You should stay. Taehyung. Just stay? Please. The please cracked something in her chest. Not here. Not like this. Just stay in the compound. Don't run yet. I wasn't going to run. Liar. But he smiled. You've been planning your exit since you arrived. 3 routes. All timed for maximum efficiency. He wasn't wrong. Get some sleep, she said. You'll need it. So will you. She left him standing in his study, surrounded by books and files, and the ghost of a wife who'd somehow predicted Zuri's arrival. In her room, She unfolded Sua's drawing. A figure in black, protecting a dragon. She'd been running for 3 years. From Webb. From her past. From attachment. Maybe it was time to stop running. Maybe it was time to fight for something instead of just against everything. She folded the drawing carefully, put it back in her pocket. Tomorrow, she'd fortify the compound. Tonight, she'd let herself feel. Just for a moment. Just enough to remember why surviving mattered. Day 5 brought the traitor. Evidence discovered in hidden compartments. Surveillance equipment. Payment records traced through shell corporations. A betrayal 20 years in the making. Cha Miho, his blood brother. The boy he'd grown up with in the Busan orphanage. The man who'd stood beside him when he buried Hygiene. Zuri watched Taehyung's face when they brought Miho before him in the compound's lower level. The interrogation room was cold. Concrete walls. Single light overhead. Built for confessions. Taehyung's expression revealed nothing. But his hands trembled before clenching into fists. Miho stood between 2 guards. Defiant. Chin lifted. But his fingers rubbed his left wrist. The tattoo there. Blood brothers. Matching ink from when they were 17. Why? One word. Broken glass. Miho laughed. Bitter. Hollow. Because I was always the shadow. Always the second. You got the empire. The respect. The fear. I got nothing but your scraps. I gave you everything. You gave me position. Not power. You gave me proximity, not equality. Miho's voice rose. Do you know what it's like? Standing beside you for 20 years. Watching everyone defer to you. Watching you build this empire while he stopped. Rubbed the tattoo harder. I was there. Every step. Every decision. Everybody. But it was always your name they feared. Your legacy they spoke of. You were my brother. I was your lieutenant. Miho's eyes were wet. Angry. There's a difference. Taehyung's jaw worked. The 53 professionals. You arranged it all. Every detail. Coordinated across 5 organizations. The largest bounty in Asian underworld history. Miho smiled. It looked like a wound. Finally something with my name attached. Not yours. Mine. And Sua. Taehyung's voice dropped to that dangerous whisper. My daughter. What happens to her when I'm dead? Something flickered in Miho's eyes. Pain. Quick. Covered. She'll be cared for. I made provisions. You made provisions for my child while planning my murder. Taehyung stood. Slow. Controlled. You held her when she was born. You were the first person besides me and Hygiene to touch her. I know. Hygiene trusted you. Loved you like family. Miho flinched. Don't. She asked about you. Before she died. In the hospital. Wanted to make sure you'd help me with Sua if something happened. Taehyung's voice cracked. You were there. You held my hand at her funeral. You helped me survive. I know. Miho's voice was a whisper now. I know what I'm throwing away. Then why? Because I can't be your shadow anymore. Tears tracked down Miho's face. I'm sorry, Hyung. I'm so sorry. But I can't. Silence filled the room. Heavy. Suffocating. Taehyung pulled his gun. The movement was smooth. Practiced. Final. Zuri stepped forward. Don't. He didn't look at her. This doesn't concern you. It does if you're about to do something that destroys you. He tried to have me killed. He endangered my daughter. I know. She moved into his line of sight. And he's your brother. This will cost you pieces you can't afford to lose. He made his choice. So make yours deliberately. Not in anger. Her hand covered his on the gun. Gentle. You're not this. Not with him. Taehyung's eyes met hers. Dark. Devastated. What am I then? Someone who remembers the boy in the orphanage, the blood brother, the man who stood beside you. She squeezed his hand. Be better than what this world made you. Be the man Hygiene saw. His hand shook under hers. Then he lowered the gun. Get him out of my sight. His voice was hollow, empty. Transfer him to the secure location. The family will vote on his fate after the siege. The guards moved. Miho looked at Taehyung, opened his mouth. Don't. Taehyung turned away. Just don't. They took Miho away, his fingers still rubbing that tattoo. Blood brothers. When the room emptied, Taehyung collapsed into the chair, head in his hands. Zuri stood behind him, uncertain. Then her hand settled on his shoulder. He reached up, covered her hand with his. Held on. Neither spoke. They didn't need to. The compound shifted after Miho's arrest. Guards walked differently. Staff whispered. The betrayal of the blood brother meant no one was safe. Trust became luxury. Zuri tripled security protocols. External patrols. Internal checkpoints. Biometric scans for anyone entering Taehyung's wing. 36 hours until the full moon. 36 hours until 53 professionals came for them. She found him in the garden that night. Their garden. The place they'd first dropped pretense. He sat on the stone bench. Bottle of soju beside him. The cheap kind. Miho's brand. She sat without asking permission. He offered the bottle. She drank. I should have killed him, Taehyung said quietly. That's what this world demands. This world demands a lot of things that destroy us. He was my brother. I know. We survived the orphanage together. Stole food. Fought older kids. Protected each other. His hands shook. I gave him my kidney when we were 19. We're bound by blood. Literally. Zuri went still. I didn't know. No one does. It was before the Empire. Before everything. He laughed. Broken. I gave him my kidney, and he gave me assassination plans. Fair trade. He's in pain. That doesn't excuse it, but it explains it. Does it? Taehyung looked at her. Explain how you love someone for 20 years and then arrange their murder? People are complicated. Pain makes them more so. He took the bottle back. Drank deeply. 3 months ago, I received an anonymous note, warning me about internal betrayal. I burned it. Thought it was a test. Paranoia. It was Miho. Yes. His voice cracked. He tried to warn me. One last attempt to stop himself. And I dismissed it. That's not on you, isn't it? If I'd listened, he still would have felt invisible. That's not about one note. That's about 20 years. She took his hand. You can't save people from themselves. His fingers intertwined with hers. Dark skin against light. Calluses matching calluses. Two people built for violence, trying to be gentle. They're coming tomorrow night, he said. 53 professionals. Even with your preparations, the odds. I've survived worse odds. Not with a child in the building. Not with, he stopped. Looked at their joined hands. Not with people you care about. No, she admitted. Not with that. You could leave. Take Suwa. I'd pay for extraction. New identities. Safety. Is that what you want? I want you alive. That's not what I asked. He turned to face her fully. No. God help me, no. I want you here. I want you beside me. I want. His hand rose to her face. Cupped her jaw. I want things I have no right to want. Like what? Like this. He kissed her. Desperate. Hungry. All the words they hadn't spoken poured into that contact. Zuri's hands fisted in his shirt. Pulled him closer. She'd been alone for 3 years. Running. Hiding. Surviving, but not living. This was living. This was dangerous and impossible and everything she shouldn't want. She wanted it anyway. When they broke apart, foreheads touching, breath mingling. "This is a terrible idea," she whispered. "I know. We could both die tomorrow. I know. Your world destroys everyone you love. I know." His thumb brushed her cheekbone. "Stay anyway." She should say no. Should remember hygiene. Should understand what happened to people Taehyung cared about. "Okay," she breathed. "I'll stay." His arms wrapped around her, pulled her close. She felt his heartbeat against her chest. Rapid, alive. They sat there under cherry blossoms and stars. Two broken people holding each other. 36 hours from potential death. "I need to tell you something," he said against her hair. "What?" "Hygiene. Before she died, she left letters." He pulled back, met her eyes. "One for me, one for Suwa, and one sealed, with instructions to open it only when I was ready to live again." "Have you opened it?" "No. I've been surviving, not living. There's a difference. And now I'm terrified to open it. Terrified of what she knew, what she saw." His hand found hers again. "She mentioned an angel. In her letter to me. Said an angel would come. Dark wings. Brave heart." Zuri's breath caught. "You think she meant?" "I think my wife saw things others didn't. I think she knew I'd need someone. Someone like you." He squeezed her hand. "I think she's been guiding us together since before I even knew you existed." Tears burned behind Zuri's eyes. "That's impossible. So is surviving Libya. So is walking away from Spectre. So is sitting here with me despite every intelligent instinct telling you to run." He smiled. "Sad. Certain. Impossible seems to be our specialty." Above them, the moon rose. Almost full. Tomorrow night, it would be complete. Tomorrow night, the siege would begin. "We should prepare," Zuri said. "We should." Neither moved. "One more minute," Taehyung whispered. "Give me one more minute of this." She leaned into him. "Okay." They sat in the garden, holding each other, stealing moments before the storm. When they finally stood, hands still joined, the compound loomed before them. Fortress and trap simultaneously. "Ready?" he asked. "No." She squeezed his hand. "But I'm here anyway. That's all I ask." They walked back together, toward the compound, toward the siege, toward 53 professionals coming to kill them. But for the first time in 3 years, Zuri wasn't walking alone. And that made all the difference. 24 hours until the full moon. Zuri worked through the night fortifying every weakness she'd identified. Electrified wire mesh hidden in the ivy along the eastern wall. Pressure sensors beneath every garden path. Stun charges concealed at key choke points. She was installing the final motion detector when Sang-min found her. "Eastern perimeter," he said without preamble. Handed her a tactical map. "I reinforced it. Independently." She looked at him, surprised. "I was wrong about you." He wouldn't meet her eyes. "You're not here for money. You actually care if he lives." "I do." "Then keep him alive." Sang-min bowed. Slightly, respectfully. "For what it's worth, you've earned your place. Fight well, Okonkwo." He left before she could respond. She studied the map. His reinforcements were solid. Strategic. The cousin who'd mocked her was now helping her save the man they both served. Filed under. Things that surprised her. Dawn brought Suwa to the garden. Zuri was reviewing defensive positions when small footsteps crunched on gravel. The child appeared, still in pajamas, hair uncombed. "You're up early," Zuri said. "Couldn't sleep." Suwa sat on the bench. The one where Zuri and Taehyung had shared soju and secrets. "Are the bad people coming tonight?" No point lying to a child this perceptive. "Yes." "Will you stop them?" "I'll try." "Appa believes you will." Suwa swung her legs. Too calm for 8 years old. He looks at you different. Like Iyama used to look at him. Zuri's chest tightened. Suwa, it's okay. I want him to look at someone like that again. The child's eyes were too knowing. Iyama told me before she died. She said Apple would try to be alone forever. That I should help when someone came who could make him smile. Your mother said that? She said the angel would have dark skin and brave eyes and a scared heart. Suwa looked at her directly. That's you. Zuri couldn't breathe. Hygiene's predictions. The sealed letter. The angel. I'm not brave. I'm terrified all the time. Yama said the bravest people are the scared ones who stay anyway. Suwa took her hand. Small fingers and calloused palm. You're staying, right? Yes. Even after tonight? Even after tonight. Suwa smiled. Genuine. Relieved. Good. Appa needs you. He has you. He needs both of us. The child leaned against her shoulder. Trusting. We're family now. Family. Zuri had forgotten what that word felt like. Afternoon brought forced proximity. Taehyung insisted on reviewing the defensive plan personally, which meant standing in the security room. Together. Alone. The space was small. Monitors covered 3 walls. His body heat radiated in the confined area. Here. Zuri pointed to the eastern perimeter on screen. Sangmin reinforced it. Motion sensors, pressure plates. He's helping? Apparently I've grown on him. Taehyung smiled. You have that effect. On everyone. On me. He stepped closer. The professional distance collapsed. Definitely on me. Her breath caught. We should focus. I am focused. His hand found her waist. Gentle. Possessive. Very focused. Taehyung. Warning. Plea. She didn't know which. Say it again. What? My name. Without the formality. Just my name. She turned. Found him inches away. Dark eyes burning. We have work. The work is done. You've fortified everything. Planned every contingency. His forehead touched hers. Give me this. Before tonight. Before everything. What do you want? You. Simple. Devastating. Just you. For 1 hour. Pretending the world isn't about to try killing us. She should maintain distance. Remember professional boundaries. Remember what happened to Hygiene. Instead, she kissed him. He responded immediately, hands framing her face, mouth desperate on hers. 3 years of loneliness poured into contact. When they broke apart, gasping. Your security room has cameras, she managed. Disabled them an hour ago. Presumptuous. Hopeful. He smiled against her mouth. There's a difference. They stood there, foreheads touching, breathing each other. The world outside could wait. For 1 hour, they could just be 2 people who wanted each other. For 1 hour, they could forget the 53 professionals coming to kill them. Evening brought final preparations. Zuri checked weapons, ammunition, medical supplies. Taehyung worked beside her. Silent. Focused. Tell me about Busan, she said. Needing distraction. What about it? Your childhood. Before the Empire. He was quiet, so long she thought he wouldn't answer. The orphanage was cold. Always cold. Miho and I shared a room with 6 other boys. We fought for food. For blankets. For anything that mattered. He loaded magazines methodically. When I was 14, a man came. Said he'd sponsor my education if I worked for him. Debt collection. Enforcement. You were a child. I was a resource. No bitterness. Just fact. I learned fast. Got good at it. Violence came naturally. And Miho came with me. Always with me. Until he wasn't. Taehyung's jaw tightened. I thought partnership meant equality. Didn't realize he felt like an accessory. You couldn't have known. I should have seen it. Should have, he stopped. Set down the weapon. Do you ever wonder if we're broken beyond repair? If violence is all we'll ever be good at? Every day, she moved to him, took his face in her hands. But then I see you with Suwa. I see you trying to spare Miho despite everything. I see you fighting to be better than what this world made you. What if it's not enough? Then we'll be broken together. She kissed him. Soft. Sure. Better than being broken alone. His arms wrapped around her. Held tight. Outside, the sun set. The full moon rose. In the distance, vehicles approached. Shadows converging. They're early, Tae-hyung said against her hair. Zuri pulled back. Check the monitors. 3 black SUVs. 8 operatives visible. Advanced team. It's starting. Her voice shifted. Professional. Cold. The weapon emerged. Positions. You take Suwa to the safe room. Lock down. Don't come out until I give the all clear. Zuri, this is what you hired me for. She checked her Glock. Let me do my job. He caught her hand, pulled her back, kissed her hard. Desperate. Come back to me. Always. She moved toward the door. Combat mode engaged. Heartbeat steady. The fear locked away. Taehyung's voice stopped her. Zuri. She turned. I love you. First time he'd said it in daylight. In clarity. Without danger as excuse. Her throat tightened. I know. That's not an answer. She smiled. Sad. Certain. I love you too. That's why I'm walking toward them instead of running away. Then she was gone. Moving through the compound. Silent. Lethal. Behind her, Tae-hyung gathered his daughter. Moved to the reinforced safe room. Above them, the full moon watched. Patient. Knowing. The siege had begun. And Zuri Okonkwo was done running. The advanced team fell in 17 minutes. Zuri moved through the compound like smoke. 8 operatives. Professional. Coordinated. Not professional enough. The first 2 went down at the eastern perimeter. Sangmin's reinforcements worked perfectly. Pressure sensors triggered stun charges. She zip-tied them before they recovered. 3 more at the main gate. Suppressed weapons fire. She flanked left. Came up behind them. Nerve strikes. Pressure points. 9 seconds. The final 3 breached the western wall. Military precision. Spectre protocols. Her former unit. She recognized the movement patterns before she saw their faces. The way they stacked at doorways. The hand signals. Everything she'd helped develop. These weren't random mercenaries. Webb had sent her own people. She disabled them methodically. Every technique she'd created. Every counter she designed. The weapons she'd trained were no match for their architect. When the last operative hit the ground, unconscious but breathing, Zuri's hands shook. Not from exertion, from recognition. This wasn't just about Taehyung's bounty. This was about her. She found evidence in the lead operative's encrypted phone. Cracked the security in 4 minutes. Read the mission parameters. Her blood turned to ice. Primary objective: retrieve insurance files from Kwon compound. Eliminate Kwon Taehyung. Secondary objective: terminate Black Angel. No witnesses to Libya incident. Client: classified, CIA oversight. Not the Korean underworld. Not rival families. The CIA. Someone wanted both of them dead. Someone wanted whatever leverage Taehyung had been holding buried. She was still processing when her old Spectre communication device, the one she'd thought was dead for 3 years, vibrated in her tactical bag. Encrypted message: Libya can still be buried. Walk away from Kwon. 72 hours. This is mercy. And signed. But she knew the syntax. The phrasing. Webb. Her hands clenched around the device. 3 years of running. 3 years of exile. and he was still hunting her. But now he'd made a mistake. He'd given her something worth fighting for. She found Taehyung in the safe room with Suwa. The child was asleep on the reinforced cot. He sat beside her, silver lighter clicking. Open. Close. Open. Close. 8 down, Zuri said quietly. Advanced team neutralized. How many more coming? 45. Maybe more. She showed him the phone. The mission parameters. It's not just about you. Someone wants us both eliminated. And whatever files you're holding. His jaw tightened. The insurance files. What are they? Evidence. CIA black site operations across Asia. Rendition programs. Torture. Illegal detentions. He stood carefully, not waking Suwa. I've been collecting it for 5 years. Insurance policy. If anything happened to me, it goes to 5 journalists simultaneously. Why? Because I needed leverage against people more powerful than Korean crime families. He moved to the safe, opened it, retrieved a hard drive. This is why they want me dead, not the bounty. This. Zuri stared at the small device. You've been sitting on evidence that could destroy careers, end programs, put powerful people in prison. He closed his hand around it. Yes. And you never told me. I'm telling you now. After I'm already in too deep to walk away. Her voice went cold. After I've already fallen in love with me. He stepped closer. You think I manipulated that too? Did you? No. His voice dropped to that dangerous whisper. But I won't apologize for wanting you here. For needing you. For loving you. People are coming to kill us because of what you're hiding. People are coming to kill us because we both refuse to be weapons for corrupt systems. He took her face in his hands. You walked away from Spectre. I collected evidence against them. We're both threats to the same people. The truth settled between them. Heavy. Undeniable. They've been on a collision course since Libya. The 53 operatives, she said slowly. How many are Spectre? Intelligence says at least 20. Webb. Among them. Yes. Her laugh was hollow. He's coming for me personally. Let him come. Taehyung's eyes were dark. Deadly. He'll learn what happens to people who threaten what's mine. I'm not yours. Aren't you? His forehead touched hers. You stayed. You fought. You love my daughter. You love me. That makes you mine. And me yours. She should argue. Should maintain independence. Should remember she was a weapon, not a woman. But God, she was tired of being alone. This is insane, she whispered. I know. We could both die tonight. I know. Your files could get us killed. They could also keep us alive. He pulled back, met her eyes. If we survive tonight, I'm releasing them. All of it. Every corrupt operation. Every illegal detention. Everyone who's hunting us will have bigger problems. That's scorched earth. That's survival. He smiled. Cold. Certain. They want to play? I'll burn their world down. That makes you a target forever. I've been a target since I was 16. At least this time, I'm choosing what I'm fighting for. Movement from the cot. Suwa stirred. Sat up. Rubbed her eyes. Appa. Her voice was small. Are they coming? Taehyung crossed to her. Knelt. Yes, baby. But Zuri and I will keep you safe. I know. Suwa looked past him. At Zuri. I'm not scared. Not when you're both here. The child's certainty broke something in Zuri's chest. This little girl. This family. This impossible situation. She'd been running for 3 years. Maybe it was time to stand and fight. I need to tell you something, Suwa said quietly. About Iyama. Taehyung went still. What about her? I know. The child's eyes filled. About the bomb. That it was for you. That she died protecting you. Silence. Then Taehyung's face shattered. Suwa, I heard the investigators. 3 years ago. I've known the whole time. Tears tracked down her face. I didn't tell you because I was scared you'd send me away. Like you send everyone away when you're trying to protect them. Baby. But I don't want to be sent away. I want to be here. With you. With Zuri. She looked between them. We're family. Families stay together. Taehyung pulled her close. Held her while she cried. His own eyes wet. Zuri watched them. This father and daughter. Both carrying secrets to protect each other. Both terrified of abandonment. Both choosing to stay anyway. She knelt beside them. Put her hand on Sua's back. We're not sending you anywhere, she said softly. Your dad and I will handle this. Together. And when it's over, we'll still be here. Sua reached for her. One arm around Taehyung, one around Zuri. Holding them both. Promise. Zuri met Taehyung's eyes over the child's head. Saw everything she felt reflected there. Terror. Determination. Love. Promise, they said together. Outside, the full moon reached its apex. In the distance, engines approached. Not 8 operatives this time. 45. Zuri checked her weapons. Taehyung secured the safe room. Sua watched them prepare, too young to fully understand, old enough to be brave. I love you both, the child whispered. Taehyung kissed her forehead. We love you too. Stay here. No matter what you hear. Stay here. Zuri touched the drawing in her pocket. The one Sua had made. Figure in black, protecting a dragon. Time to earn it. She moved to the door. Taehyung followed. Together, he asked. Together. They left the safe room. Sealed it behind them. Moved through the compound toward the approaching threat. Behind them, Sua sat in the fortified room, holding her mother's photograph, waiting for her family to come back. Above them, the full moon watched. And in the darkness, 53 professionals prepared for war. My mom said nobody wants to watch a black woman save a Korean crime boss. Said it's too different. If she's wrong. If love doesn't need permission to cross borders, subscribe. Help me prove stories don't need to stay in their lane. The main assault came at midnight. 20 operatives. Simultaneous breach points. Military coordination. Zuri's countermeasures held. Flashbangs. Stun systems. Electrified barriers. But they kept coming. She fought in the main hall. Fluid. Precise. Controlled. 10 went down. Then 15. Then 20. But the cost was visible. Grazed by a blade across her ribs. Bruised from impact. Exhausted from sustained combat. Taehyung had joined her after the first breach. Against her orders. Refused to stay hidden while she fought alone. They moved together now. Back to back. 2 weapons. 2 people who'd found each other in darkness. When the 20th operative fell, silence returned. Zuri leaned against the wall, breathing hard, blood seeping through her tactical vest. How many left? Taehyung asked. His knuckles were split, face bruised. 25. Maybe 30. She pressed her hand to the wound. The elite haven't come yet. Can you continue? I don't have a choice. He crossed to her. Gentle hands checking the wound. This needs. Later. She pushed his hands away. We're not done. Zuri. Explosion. Western wall. The sound ripped through the compound. They ran. Found the breach. 8 operatives flooding through. Yakuza blade master. Triad combat expert. Bratva enforcer. Vietnamese shadow operative. Thai tactical specialist. 3 Spectre agents. Elite. Zuri engaged immediately. The Yakuza first. His katana was fast. She was faster. Disarmed. Neutralized. 8 seconds. The Triad master next. Hand-to-hand specialist. She matched him. Exceeded him. Pressure points. Nerve strikes. Down. The Bratva enforcer was brutal. Strong. She used his strength against him. Redirection. Leverage. Fell. Vietnamese operative was silent. Deadly. She heard him anyway. Heartbeat counting. Breathing patterns. Found him. Finished him. Thai specialist fought with precision. She fought with desperation. Desperation won. 3 Spectre agents remained. One she didn't recognize. He went down fast. The second was Rachel Torres. Former teammate. Friend once. Black Angel, Rachel said. Sad. Certain. Webb said you'd be here. Walk away, Rachel. Can't. Orders. They fought. Evenly matched. Rachel knew her techniques. But Zuri knew Rachel's. It ended with Rachel unconscious. Alive. Zuri couldn't kill her. Then Agent Marcus Webb stepped from the shadows. I trained you well, he said. Calm. Cold. 28 down. Impressive. Walk away, Webb. You know I can't do that. He pulled his weapon. Libya needs to stay buried. You need to disappear. Permanently. Their confrontation was different. Personal. 2 predators who knew each other's every move. Webb was skilled. Maybe the most formidable she'd faced. But Zuri had something he didn't. Someone worth surviving for. They fought through the compound. Blade work. Hand to hand. Tactical positioning. She led him deliberately. 3 moves ahead. To the courtyard. Where she'd planted her final trap. You taught me everything, Webb. I know. That's why this hurts. No. She smiled. Cold. You taught me everything. Including how to recognize a man who's already lost. His eyes widened. Looked down. Pressure plate. Under his left foot. She'd led him there. Deliberately. The difference between us. You fight to prove something. I fight for someone. She triggered the flashbang remotely. When the light faded, Webb was down. Disarmed. Zip-tied. Alive. You made me a weapon, she said quietly. You forgot to make me yours. She left him for the authorities. Captured. Not killed. The weapon had chosen mercy. Silence settled over the compound. 33 operatives down. All breathing. 0 fatalities. Zuri stood in the courtyard. Exhausted. Wounded. Victorious. Taehyung appeared beside her. Bloodied but alive. It's over, he said. Not yet. She pulled the encrypted device. Webb's here. But the client who sent him isn't. What do you mean? This was coordinated. CIA Black Ops. Your files threaten someone powerful enough to mobilize 53 professionals. She looked at him. Releasing those files doesn't just expose programs. It exposes people. People with resources. You're saying we're not safe. Even after tonight. I'm saying we won't be safe until those files go public. Until the people hunting us have bigger problems. He pulled out the hard drive. Then we release them. Now. Tonight. That makes you a permanent target. I was always a target. He took her hand. At least this way, I'm fighting for something that matters. She squeezed his fingers. Do it. Together, they uploaded the files. Encrypted. Distributed. 5 journalists. Multiple countries. Simultaneously. Evidence of torture. Rendition programs. Illegal operations. Names. Dates. Locations. Everything. When the upload completed, they stood in the destroyed compound. Dawn approaching. We just declared war on some very powerful people, Taehyung said. I know. They'll come for us again. Let them. She touched Sua's drawing in her pocket. Bloodstained. Torn. Still precious. We'll be ready. He pulled her close. Gentle despite the violence surrounding them. I love you. I know. She leaned into him. I love you too. They returned to the safe room. opened the reinforced door. Su'a launched herself at them, crying, relieved. You came back. You came back. Taehyung gathered her up, held her tight. Always, baby. Always. The child reached for Zuri too, arms around both of them. Family. Broken. Bloodied. Barely standing. But together. Later, after Su'a finally slept, Taehyung found Zuri in his study. She was staring at Hygiene's locked drawer. Open it, she said quietly. What? The sealed letter. Your wife's letter. Su'a said you'd be ready when the angel came. She turned. You're ready now. His hands shook as he retrieved the key. Opened the drawer. Inside, the sealed envelope. Hygiene's handwriting. Only when you're ready to live again. He broke the seal. Read. His face transformed. Tears. Wonder. Grief. Joy. What does it say? Zuri whispered. He handed it to her. Hands trembling. She read. My love, if you're reading this, I'm gone and you're in danger. I've left you a gift. Her name is classified, but the underground knows her as the Black Angel. I've been tracking her since the Libya incident. She's broken, exiled, hunted, and she's exactly who our daughter needs. Find her. Protect her. Let her protect you. She will teach you to live again. I've arranged the connection through my network. Trust her. Love her if you can. She deserves it. So do you. Live, Taehyung. For Su'a. For yourself. For the man I fell in love with. The angel will remind you who that is. Hygiene. Zuri couldn't breathe. She knew. Before she died. She orchestrated. Us. His voice broke. She wanted us. I'm not betraying her memory. You're honoring her final wish. He pulled Zuri close. She saw you. Saw what I'd need. Saw what Su'a would need. And she made sure you'd find your way here. Tears fell. Finally. Fully. He held her through it. Stay, he whispered. Not as my bodyguard. As my family. She pulled back. Looked at him. This man. This life. This impossible gift. I'm staying. I'm home. They'd won. But the real victory wasn't the siege. It was this. Choosing each other. Choosing to heal. Choosing to live. 3 days after the siege, the world shifted. The files went viral. Every major news outlet. Simultaneous release across 5 continents. CIA black site operations exposed. Names. Dates. Locations. Evidence undeniable. The backlash was immediate. Congressional hearings announced. International investigations opened. Careers ended. Programs shuttered. And the Kwan compound became the most famous address in Seoul. Reporters camped outside the gates. Cameras everywhere. The woman who'd survived 53 assassins. The crime boss who'd exposed American intelligence corruption. The little girl caught between 2 worlds. Zuri hated every second. We need to leave, she said. 4th morning after the siege. Watching news helicopters circle overhead. Taehyung looked up from his coffee. Su'a was drawing at the kitchen table. Normal. Domestic. Surreal. Leave where? Anywhere. This attention. Is protection. He set down his cup. Right now, killing us would be too visible. Too suspicious. The files released means we're safer in the spotlight than in shadows. That's not how these people work. It's exactly how they work. Public assassination creates martyrs. They'll wait. Discredit us. Chip away at credibility. Then move quietly. He touched her hand. We have time. How much time? Enough to heal. Enough to plan. Enough to live. Live. She was still learning what that meant. Su'a had nightmares. Every night since the siege. Woke up screaming. Terrified. Zuri found her the 5th night. Small body curled in blankets. Shaking. Hey, sweetheart. She sat on the bed. Gentle. Bad dream. Suwa nodded. Couldn't speak yet. Can I stay? Another nod. Zuri lay beside her. Let the child curl into her side. Counted heartbeats until Sua's breathing steadied. I was scared you wouldn't come back, Sua whispered finally. During the fighting, I heard the sounds, the explosions, and I thought, I know. Zuri stroked her hair. But I did come back. We both did. What if next time? There won't be a next time. Not like that. Promise. Zuri couldn't promise that. Couldn't lie. I promise I'll fight like hell to come back to you. Every single time. Suwa was quiet. Processing. Auntie Zuri. Yeah, baby. Can I call you Yama? Zuri's breath stopped. Her heart cracked open. You have a mother. Hygiene. She'll always be your Yama. I know. But she's gone. And you're here. Suwa looked up. Eyes too old. Too wise. Can someone have two mothers? One in heaven and one who stays. Tears burned. Zuri pulled the child closer. Yes. Someone can have two mothers. Then can I? You can call me whatever feels right. Suwa smiled. First real smile in days. Yama. The word landed like blessing. Like homecoming. Zuri held her until she fell asleep. Then stayed longer. Memorizing this moment. This gift. This impossible family she'd found in the darkest place. Sangmin appeared the 6th day. Formal. Uncomfortable. The family council wants to meet, he told Taehyung. About everything. Let them wait. Hyung. I said let them wait. Taehyung didn't look up from the security reports. I'm busy. Busy hiding in your compound while the world burns. Busy protecting what matters. Sangmin's jaw tightened. Then, the council wants to vote on whether you remain head of family. That got Taehyung's attention. They want to remove me. They want to discuss it. The publicity. The files. The American woman. He glanced at Zuri. Looked away. You've made us all targets. I've exposed corruption. There's a difference. Not to the family. Not to the organizations who depended on those CIA operations. Sangmin stepped closer. You declared war on systems bigger than us. Now we're all paying the price. Then they can vote me out. I don't care. Silence. Zuri set down the tablet she'd been reviewing. Yes, you do. Taehyung looked at her. This family is your legacy. Your daughter's birthright. You care. It's also the thing that's gotten everyone I love killed or threatened. Then change it. She stood. Crossed to him. Don't abandon it. Transform it. How? Go to that council meeting. Face them. Tell them exactly what you told me. She took his face in her hands. That you're done being a weapon. That you're choosing a different path. That anyone who wants to follow can follow. And anyone who doesn't can leave. They'll vote me out. Maybe. Or maybe some of them are tired too. Tired of the violence. The corruption. The impossible choices. She kissed him softly. Give them the option. See what happens. Sangmin watched them. Something shifting in his expression. She's right, he said quietly. Not everyone agrees with the old guard. Some of us. He rubbed his wrist. Unconscious gesture. Some of us want different futures too. Taehyung looked between them. You'd support me? Even after everything. You saved us. Exposed the systems that were using us as pawns. Proved there was another way. Sangmin bowed. Slight. Respectful. I was wrong about many things. About her. About you. About what strength looks like. When's the meeting? Tomorrow. Noon. The council hall. I'll be there. After Sangmin left, Taehyung pulled Zuri close. You know this could go badly. I know. They could vote me out. Strip my position. Exile me from the family completely. I know. And you're still telling me to do it? Yes, because hiding isn't living. And you promised Suwa you'd live. She touched his chest, over his heart. She needs to see her father stand up. Not for power, for principle. He was quiet. Then, come with me. Tomorrow. To the council meeting? Yes. Stand beside me. Let them see what I'm choosing. That'll make it worse. I don't care. I'm done pretending you're just my bodyguard. Just my employee. His hands framed her face. You're my family. I want them to know it. Tae-hyung, marry me. The words hung between them. Impossible. Perfect. What? Marry me. Not for politics. Not for alliance. For us. For Suwa. For the family we're building. He smiled. For the life we're choosing. We've known each other 2 weeks. I've known you longer. Through files. Through observation. Through Hygiene's letter. He pulled back. Met her eyes. She saw you. Saw us. Before either of us knew to look. That's not 2 weeks. That's fate. I don't believe in fate. You believe in choice. So choose. His voice was steady. Certain. Choose this. Choose us. Choose the dangerous, impossible, beautiful life we're building. Zuri's throat closed. 2 weeks ago, she was running. Exiled. Alone. Now she was standing in a kitchen with a man proposing marriage and a child calling her Yama. This is insane. I know. Your family will never accept it. Some will. Some won't. I don't care. We're still targets. Still in danger. Always will be. At least we'll face it together. She looked at him. This man. This beautiful, broken, impossible man. Yes. Yes. Yes, I'll marry you. Yes, I'll stand beside you tomorrow. Yes to the dangerous, impossible, beautiful life. She kissed him. Hard. Certain. Yes to everything. He lifted her. Spun her. Laughing. The sound was pure joy. Suwa appeared in the doorway, rubbing sleep from her eyes. What's happening? We're getting married, Tae-hyung said, still holding Zuri. Zuri's going to be Yuriyama. Officially. Suwa's face transformed. Really? Really? The child launched herself at them. They caught her, held her between them. Family. Chosen. Fought for. Earned. I love you both, Suwa whispered. We love you too, they said together. The next day, Zuri dressed carefully. Traditional hanbok. Deep blue. Respectful. But her boots underneath. Combat ready. Tae-hyung wore a suit. Custom. Perfect. His lighter in his pocket. Hygiene's lighter. The one that said, remember how to be human. He was remembering. They walked into the council hall together. Hand in hand. Suwa between them. 30 faces. Some hostile. Some curious. Some already decided. His grandmother sat at the head. The matriarch. Ancient. Powerful. She studied Zuri. Long assessing. Then she smiled. Small. Knowing. So, the old woman said in Korean. This is the angel. Tae-hyung stepped forward. Halmiani. Sit, boy. Let me speak to her. The matriarch gestured. Come here, child. Zuri approached. Knelt. Respectful. The grandmother touched her face. Gentle. You survived 53 professionals. Yes, Halmiani. You love my grandson. Yes. And my great-granddaughter. More than my own life. The matriarch nodded. Hygiene wrote to me. Before she died. Said an angel would come. Dark wings. Brave heart. Scared but staying. She lifted Zuri's chin. She saw you. Chose you for them. Tears fell. Zuri couldn't stop them. I'll protect them. Always. I know. That's why I approve. The grandmother stood. Addressed the room. This woman has my blessing. Anyone who objects answers to me. Silence. Then Sangmin stood. She is mine as well. One by one, others stood. Not all, but enough. The old guard remained seated, disapproving, but outnumbered. Taehyung pulled Zuri to her feet, kissed her in front of everyone. You're mine now, he whispered. Officially. And you're mine. They'd won. Not through violence. Through choice. Through love that refused to break. You've come this far through heartbreak, betrayal, devastation. If this story is healing something in you, subscribing helps it heal someone else. The climax is coming. Subscribe. Let's finish this together. The wedding happened 3 weeks later. Small. Private. Just family who mattered. Suah wore traditional hanbok. Pink silk. Her mother's jade bracelet on her wrist. The grandmother's gift. The matriarch's blessing made tangible. Taehyung wore black. Western suit. But the tie was Korean silk. Blending worlds. Zuri wore white hanbok. Traditional. But her boots underneath. Always ready. Always herself. The ceremony was brief. Traditional bows. Tea service. Promises spoken in Korean and English. When Taehyung kissed her, Suah cheered. The grandmother smiled. Even Sangmin looked pleased. Simple. Perfect. Theirs. But the threats didn't disappear with vows. 2 days after the wedding, Zuri found the message. Encrypted. Sent to her dead device. The one Webb had used. Files released. Damage done. But witnesses still breathing. Unfinished business. A friend. Not Webb. He was in custody. Black site prison. Unreachable. Someone else. Someone still hunting. She showed Taehyung. His face went cold. They're not stopping. No. But we knew that. I thought the publicity would. By time. It did. She set down the device. But eventually, they'll move. Question is when. And what we do about it. She looked at him. Her husband. Father of the child she'd claimed as daughter. We fight. Like we always do. Together. Always together. The attack came 3 days later. Not 53 professionals this time. Just 4. Elite. Ghosts. Deniable. They bypassed every security measure. Infiltrated the compound at 3 a.m. Moved like smoke. Zuri woke to alarms. Grabbed weapons. Moved. Found Taehyung already armed. Combat ready. They'd been sleeping lighter. Waiting for this. Suashi asked. Safe room. Already secured. They moved through the compound. Back to back. Practiced. Perfect. The first operative appeared in the hallway. Spectre trained. Maybe better. Zuri engaged. He was fast. She was faster. Knew his patterns. Anticipated. Countered. Down. The second came from above. Rappelled through the skylight. Professional. Silent. Taehyung was there first. Hand to hand. Brutal. Efficient. Down. Third and fourth attacked simultaneously. Coordinated. Lethal. Zuri took the left. Taehyung the right. They moved like extensions of each other. 2 bodies. One purpose. Protect their family. Both operatives fell. Zuri stood in the shattered hallway. Breathing hard. Counting heartbeats. Still elevated. Still tactical. But alive. They were alive. This won't stop, Taehyung said. Ever. As long as those files exist. As long as we're witnesses. I know. Suah will grow up with this. Constant threat. Always looking over her shoulder. I know. He turned to her. I can't do this to her. To you. I won't. What are you saying? I'm saying. He pulled out his phone. Made a call. Korean. Rapid. Decisive. I'm saying we disappear. Taehyung. Not running. Transforming. He hung up. That was my accountant. Liquidating assets. transferring everything to shell accounts. Untraceable. You're giving up your empire? I'm choosing my family. He cupped her face. The empire made me a target. Made you targets. I'm done. We take Suwa. Start over. New identities. New country. New life. Where? Wherever you want. Africa. Europe. South America. Anywhere but here. Zuri stared at him. This man. This powerful crime boss willing to walk away from everything. For her. For Suwa. For peace. Your family will never forgive you. Some won't. Grandmother will understand. Sangmin will manage the transition. He smiled. And I don't care. I spent 20 years building an empire. I want to spend the next 20 building a family. When 2 weeks, everything will be arranged. And the people hunting us. Dead ends. We disappear so completely they'll think we're dead. He pulled her close. New names. New faces if necessary. New everything. She should argue. Should point out the impossibility. Should remember they can't run forever. Instead, she kissed him. Poured everything into it. When they broke apart. Okay. Let's disappear. Let's build that family. She touched his chest. Let's live. They told Suwa the next morning. The child listened. Quiet. Processing. We're leaving Korea? She asked finally. Yes, Taehyung said. Somewhere safer. Somewhere we can be normal. Will I have to change my name? Would you mind? Suwa thought about it. Can I pick my new name? Of course. Then okay. She looked between them. As long as we're together. Zuri pulled her close. Always together. Promise. Promise. 1 week before departure, Taehyung did something unexpected. He knelt. In the garden. Their garden. Where they'd first shared soju and secrets. Zuri found him there. Knees on gravel. Head bowed. What are you doing? He looked up. Thanking her. Hygiene. For seeing us. For arranging this. For giving me you. Zuri knelt beside him. She'd be happy. Seeing you like this. Happy I'm abandoning everything she helped me build. Happy you're choosing love over power. Life over survival. She took his hand. That's what she wanted. The letter said so. He was quiet. Then, I never thought I'd walk away. Never thought anything would be worth more than the empire. And now I'd burn it all to keep you safe. Keep Suwa safe. He touched her face. You are worth more than every dollar. Every asset. Every piece of power I ever accumulated. That's the most romantic thing anyone's ever said to me. He laughed. I've gotten soft. No, you've gotten human. She kissed him. There's a difference. They knelt together in the garden. Under cherry blossoms. Planning escape. Planning life. Planning everything hygiene had wanted for them. The grandmother came the day before departure. Found them packing. Sua's toys. Clothes. Photographs. The few things they'd take to their new life. So you're really leaving, the old woman said. Taehyung straightened. Yes, Halmione. The empire. The family. Everything. Yes. She studied him. Then smiled. Good. What? I said good. You were dying here. Slowly. Becoming the weapon instead of the man. She touched his face. Gentle. Your grandfather did the same. Chose power over happiness. Regretted it until his last breath. You approve? I gave you the family ring for a reason. To pass down. To build something new. She looked at Zuri. At Suwa. This is something new. Something better. The family will struggle without. The family will adapt. Sangmin is ready. Others are ready. She pulled an envelope from her hanbok. This is for you. Bank accounts. Contacts. Resources for your new life. Untraceable. Halmione. Hush. Let an old woman help her grandson escape the cage she helped build. She kissed his forehead, then Sua's. Then, surprising everyone, Zuri's. Keep them safe, granddaughter. Zuri's throat closed. I will. I know. That's why hygiene chose you. The grandmother left. Dignified. Certain. Blessing given. Their last night in Seoul, they stood on the rooftop. The city glittered below. Beautiful. Dangerous. Home. Any regrets? Zuri asked. None. Taehyung pulled her close. You? Just one. What? That I didn't find you sooner. He smiled. Kissed her. We found each other exactly when we needed to. Sua joined them. Sleepy. Happy. Tomorrow we fly? Tomorrow we fly. Taehyung confirmed. To where? To wherever the wind takes us. That's not a plan, Appa. No. It's an adventure. The child grinned. I like adventures. They stood together. Family. Watching Seoul for the last time. Tomorrow, they'd be gone. New names. New country. New life. But tonight, they were still the Kwans. Still the family that survived 53 assassins and a corrupt system and their own broken pasts. Still together. And that was everything. 6 months later. Lisbon. The apartment overlooked the Tagus River. Small. Bright. Theirs. Zuri stood at the stove, making breakfast. Eggs. Toast. Coffee. Normal things. Beautiful things. Mama. Sua ran in, pigtails bouncing. Speaking Portuguese now. Fluent already. Look what I drew. A new picture. 3 figures holding hands. Beach background. Smiling. That's us, the child said proudly. Our family. Zuri's throat tightened. The old drawing, bloodstained, torn, was framed in their bedroom. Proof of survival. This new one was proof of something better. Living. It's perfect, baby. Daniel came in. That was his name now. Daniel Silva. Coffee shop owner. Portuguese citizen. Former life erased. He kissed Zuri, now Amara Silva, and ruffled Sua's hair. The child had chosen her own name too. Maya. New beginning. New girl. Breakfast smells amazing, he said in Portuguese. Then English. You're overqualified for this family. She laughed. Recognized the callback. What? Grandmother said it. In her last letter. He pulled the envelope from his pocket. It had arrived yesterday. She said you're overqualified to be just a wife and mother. But we're keeping you anyway. I'm not overqualified. She touched his face. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. They ate together. Normal breakfast. Normal conversation. Maya chattering about school. No guards. No threats. No empire. Just family. Later, after Maya left for school, they stood on the balcony, watching ships on the river. Any regrets? He asked. None. She leaned into him. You? Just one. What? That we didn't do this sooner. She smiled. We did it exactly when we needed to. In Seoul, Sang-min managed the family. Sent updates monthly. The empire was transforming. Legitimate businesses. Less violence. Different path. Webb remained imprisoned. Black site. Forgotten. The CIA had moved on. Bigger scandals. Newer threats. And here, in Lisbon, 3 people who'd survived 53 assassins lived quietly. Zuri had been running for years. From Webb. From her past. From attachment. Now she ran towards something every day. This man. This child. This beautiful, ordinary life. She'd entered Taehyung's world as a weapon. A ghost. A woman with no future. She'd become a wife. A mother. A woman with everything to lose. And she'd fight like hell to keep it. Some love stories are gentle. Theirs was forged in blood and bullets and impossible choices. but it burned brighter because of it. I love you, she whispered. I love you too. He pulled her closer. Both of you. Forever. Above them, Lisbon's sky was endless and blue. Behind them, Seoul was a memory. Ahead of them, a future they'd chosen. Together. And that was everything. If you're still here, thank you for witnessing Zuri's journey from weapon to woman, exile to family. Here's my question. Have you ever found family in unexpected places? People who chose you when biology didn't? Tell me in the comments. Every story matters. Remember my mom's doubt? If this proved love doesn't need permission to cross borders, subscribe. Someone scrolling tonight needs to know they can be chosen too. One more thing. Where are you watching from? Drop your city. Until next time, remember, you're more than what they made you. You're who you choose to become.